as we talk about these cheesecakes, I have tried
Although I have powdered sugar on my face because I'm eating melted waste.
I think you're good.
You know, I'm bad. The minute you started talking, I popped one of those in my mouth. I couldn't do it. I couldn't wait.
I know all too well about that.
It is an occupational hazard here at David's.
Yeah, it is.
And that's okay. Yes, we are bringing you cheesecakes.
Oh my gosh,
we have
look how
not
beautiful.
had these mini cheesecakes for a while, and I love this option for you because you get to try 4 different decadent creamy cheesecakes.
Just enough.
Just enough. And they're the perfect size so that if you don't want to make a commitment to a big whole cheesecake to see if you like the flavor, you get to try our triple chocolate, our apple walnut, our New York, and my favorite, pumpkin cheesecake. All 12 of these mini cheesecakes will come to you. They each weigh 5 ounces. I will tell you, it is a large one-person serving, very splittable.
I agree.
Very, very splittable.
And I love the different flavors because some of us have picky eaters in our family.
And not everybody likes the same type of cheesecake. Not everybody is as addicted to pumpkin as I am. And not everybody thinks they need chocolate in their cheesecake, but the chocolate certainly.
You're absolutely right.
Of the
so you've got something here for everyone, and they are phenomenal. So it's a 12-pack. This is only a seasonal item. It is really limited. It's a tremendous value because, yeah, you can go buy the giant cheesecake, but to Stephanie's point, and you know this, you know, maybe your sister just doesn't, she loathes chocolate. I can't imagine doing that.
Why?
But there are people who are, like you said, not everyone likes pumpkin, or not everyone likes apple and walnut. So here you've got different choices. I like it because you now get to introduce your family members and friends to something that's new. Because maybe they've only tried the classic New York cheesecake.
Exactly. So or what if you had a party and you could have different ones cut up into halves?
That'll be great.
And everyone can sample.
And there's a lot here for your money.
Yes, some really great options. So let's talk about the individual flavors a little bit. And I will admit, you can see where my heart is. I will start with the chocolate because we just took a look at that one. What I love so much about our chocolate cheesecake is that it is actually chocolate creamy heaven set on top of a devil's food base. So it's kind of like a double whammy here. You get the moistness of cake, the creaminess of the chocolate. It is absolutely melt in your mouth.
That looks ridiculously good, you know that, right?
And then there's a drizzle of the chocolate on top. So this is where the triple chocolate comes in. Look at that. You can just see the sheen. The way the cream cheese and the butter combine with the chocolate, you touch it to your mouth and the chocolate just overwhelms you.
It didn't take long.
Stop talking.
I know, no. We're just on the chocolate, and I'm like, I'm in, I'm sold. You get a tremendous value because we normally only offer this time of year. It normally sells for $59.95.
Yeah, I can see that.
So it's normally $59.95. It's $39.95. We took $20 off. It's a lot of money to take off. And we're offering it on FlexPay. So if you'd like to have it, just a few hundred remain. You know, here's another thing that you should think about. With all the hustle and bustle of the holiday season, and yes, we enjoy it, the change of season, the beautiful decorations, being able to go to the pumpkin patches, there's also lots of entertaining. And it could be hard work pulling together a meal and then also having to bake and provide a dessert.
Well, and 4 different flavors.
Right.
I mean, who has that time?
Make the job easy. Score big. Serve these cheesecakes. Alleviate some of the stress and the time that it would normally take for you to bake all of this and pray that it all comes out right. Take the work off your shoulders. Buy these. You've got 12 delicious, yummy gourmet cheesecakes that you can pull out at any time.
Anytime, no matter who stops by.
That's
and
my
are
point.
you really going to make 4 different ones? Because I know I'm not. No. So this is the ultimate treat for your guests. Okay, so Marlo has now taken over the chocolate. I will move on to seasonal taste because to me, this apple walnut is the perfect combination for fall. I thought you would be into the chocolate. So I've got my pieces of apple on top, just enough crunch with the walnut, but you see the sprinkle of cinnamon on it as well. You get the traditional New York creamy center of your cheesecake, which is, of course, why we all love our cheesecake. But to have just enough fruit on top, it's not overwhelming.
Right.
Because some people don't like their cheesecake marred with chunks of fruits and nuts and things like that, but it's just a little something different. Here's where I know that we stand apart with David's. Cinnamon is one of the most important spices in all of our fall baking, but did you know that all cinnamon is not created equal?
I knew that, yeah.
Oh my, you want cinnamon imported from across the world for the best quality. And that is the cinnamon we get here, so that you are getting so much flavor in every single bite.
And you get a lot. I mean, 5 ounces is a lot.
This is a significant piece of cheesecake.
It's great for portion control, because if you're like me, if I had that big old cheesecake, for whatever reason, it just keeps calling my name. Marlo, come on back and get another piece, another slice. I like that it's controlled portions, 5 ounces, and it's plenty. It's actually plenty to share.
Yes,
one
it
of
is.
these.
You could split
believe
one
it or
very
not. I mean,
easily.
because it's really decadent. It's delicious. So we've talked about the chocolate that you get, and by the way, you'll get 3 of the chocolate.
Yes.
You'll get 3 of the apple walnut, 3 of the pumpkin, and 3 of the New York style as well.
Absolutely, and of course, these are made with the utmost care. We're topping each and every one of them to make sure that they are covered in the perfect amount of apple walnuts, drizzled in the chocolate. Or what about topped with pumpkin mousse? Let's talk about pumpkin. Pumpkin is so incredibly seasonally trendy, which I love. And at David's, when we use the make pumpkin, this isn't just pumpkin flavor. This is the highest quality of pumpkin pulp. So it's not just a hint of pumpkin. You truly taste the pumpkin. And again, I'm gonna get back to that cinnamon. It is the first thing I smell when I cut into this, because you want to know that this is like the hint of pumpkin pie with the creaminess mixed in of the cheesecake. It is an absolute pumpkin lover's dream. To have this for the holidays upcoming, just a little here and there. Again, this is not easy to make, and to then have all the other flavors mixed in with this offering to be able to, would you like to try our pumpkin? Maybe you'd like a little chocolate, you know, to have the option for your guests, for your family, or maybe just for you to be fun. Sit down and split it with someone and try all the wonderful different flavors of the season. But pumpkin mousse on top of pumpkin cheesecake.
You know, Stephanie, oftentimes my friends will say, hey, I'm cooking this weekend, come on over, Marlo. I get a lot of those invitations, I really do.
And you better bring something.
That's where I was going with the sister.
Yeah.
They're like, or it's just out of courtesy.
Absolutely.
You ask, could you bring something?
Look at the thickness.
This is perfect.
What if you brought this? There's our pumpkin being topped there.
Oh my gosh.
If you are bringing something that is so out of this world, so decadent that you can't even make it at home. You see what we're doing here step by step. Not just making one kind of cheesecake for you, but making 4 different types of cheesecake. Everything that we do at David's is hand topped, so it is exactly the way that you would want it for yourself, for your guests, and you will be the rock star if you get this out for your company, and you'll get invited more places, Marlo, if you bring these with you.
It's true. You know, you're invited over to a friend's house. They're like, it's just, you know, they're going to be just a few couples or a few of us that are going to be over. This is so great. I pull it right out of the freezer, and I'm all set. The other thing I was thinking of is that cheesecake is one of those indulgences, and I don't know if it's because we live here in Florida, but it's something I don't eat a lot of. And so it's something that's very special.
It's considered elegant.
Exactly.
Very elegant.
When people see it, it really is it's a cut above. It is very elegant.
Well, and then there's cheesecake, and then there's New York style cheesecake and David's cheesecake. Because trust me, there is a difference.
Oh, I know.
I didn't get that at first, but I get it now. The 4th flavor that is coming to you in our 12-pack of mini cheesecakes is the original New York cheesecake. It is exactly what you always picture, with the creaminess, with just a hint of the crumb along the outside, but the star is the mix of the butter, the sugar, and the cream cheese. This is the classic. You could top it with something if you wanted. You can leave it naked if you wanted. It is perfect either way. Many traditionalists only like their cheesecake done just plain New York, and that is so you can taste the cream cheese.
You know, Catherine, my producer, brought up a point. Her mom was over to her house last night, and she was saying her mom, and Catherine, you know, it's so funny you brought that up, because I had the same feeling last night. I don't have a big sweet tooth, although you'd never know it, because I work here here and I'm always eating sweets. But last night after dinner, I wanted something sweet, and Catherine, our producer of our show today, mentioned her mom wanted something sweet, and she said she went right to the freezer and popped out one of these cheesecakes. And I love that, because often, because I don't buy a lot of sweets, the occasional time where after dinner where I'm like, you know, I'd like to have a little something sweet. Wouldn't it be great to be able to pull one of these already portion control 5-ounce cheesecakes right on out,
Absolutely.
leave it out so it defrosts so that it's delicious and it's at the perfect temperature. These are, it's a phenomenal concept.
It is.
From the variety to the portion to the size to the flavors
and
that you get.
And they say everything in moderation.
Yes.
When you have your little sweet craving, pull one of these out and have a little cheesecake. It's okay, but if you may keep away from cheesecake because you don't want to pull out a big one.
Right.
This keeps you from having to do that, not to mention that you get to try all
the presentation,
different flavors. Yes, if you did this for your guests, if you served several of the minis and topped them with a little chocolate, put a little sprinkles here and there.
Isn't that gorgeous?
So simple to do, and your guests will feel like they are at a 5-star gourmet restaurant.
All right, I'm gonna encourage you to call. We have sold almost 200 of them. We only had a little over 500 or 600 to begin with. So this is brand new, but from the looks of it, it's going to sell out before the end of the day. It's reduced in price. We took $20 off when this comes back, and I'm sure it'll be back because this is just the start of the holidays. In all likelihood, it may not be on special. This is for the anniversary only. We normally sell this exact same thing at $59.95.
And there's everything
just so
you
that
get,
you know,
also
David's does sell at the high-end catalog. So you know those high-end department stores, you know the ones, the fancy ones.
With a different pricing structure.
Oh yeah, the real fancy ones. You'd never be able to get this. And so when you look at the amount that you're getting and you're considering the $39.95 and all that this affords you.
And the different
flavors. And
yes.
You don't have to do all the work. You know it's gonna taste yummy. You've got something there for everyone, even the pickiest person.
Let's go
and
over
you've
the
got
flavors one more
as
time.
well. I don't know if we're gonna have, well, yeah, we do. We've got 30
quick.
seconds.
Triple chocolate, apple walnut, New York original, and pumpkin. You get 3 5-ounce cheesecakes in 4 different flavors. It is a way to try it all and be a rock star in your house.
Great job, Stephanie. Thank you so much
Love
for
my
being
pumpkin.
here. Please continue to shop with us for the cheesecakes. They remain available.